Hi everyone, this is Cody Smith. Welcome to my channel, Cody Smith, Peer Support with Christ. Today I'm going over chapter 6 of my book about what do the laws of the universe have to say, you know, what does it have to say about the origin of disability and the universe. And according to, and these are what I'm about to say, I'm going to give you the definitions of the laws and what it seems to say to me. This is what I picked up from it. It says energy cannot be created or destroyed. It can be converted or transferred. It can be converted from one form to another or transferred from one object to another. That doesn't explain how energy got into the object in the first place or its original form. So if the universe is the initial object where a finite amount of energy was placed, then who or what originally formed it and put it there? That question remains unanswered. And of course, the law of entropy says the disorder of the universe is increasing and cannot decrease. This shows that we had to initially have a perfect universe that has deteriorated over time, and that would require a source to put it together and decide what characteristics it would have that would make it perfect. And then once we fall beneath that standard, that's how we begin to deteriorate and become imperfect and break down, and which would require a mind and choice and things like that. So we need someone who has those qualities: intelligence, power, authority, choice to create the universe. And that goes the same with disabilities. You have to have a set standard of ability that's decided and chosen and enacted by an external intelligent mind upon us and the universe in which we live, to say, okay, this person is healthy. This is the standard a person has to reach, bare minimum, be fully healthy. And, if you fall beneath this line, then you're sick, you're injured, you're disabled, and things like that, depending on how you fall beneath that standard. And then, of course, if you're considered disabled, in what way you fall into that category defines, determines which disability you have, its level of severity, and things like that. So that also requires a mind and choice and an initial perfection that we have fallen beneath, and disabilities are just another consequence of that, and a circumstance that happens to us that, of course, is not our fault, but we have to deal with and we have to work through. That is what I'm talking about. And of course, we have the law of absolute zero saying a pure crystalline structure at absolute zero has no entropy. This means that the structure has run out of usable energy. Implication of this is that the structure started out with a finite amount of energy in it which it could not gain on its own, since it could not make itself. This would require an external maker to physically construct the structure and put in the initial amount of energy after planning what the structure would be like. And that's just like us in our universe, because how would we be able to know that the universe is breaking down? And how would we be able to measure our time, such as with a clock or whatever, if we did not know there had to be an initial starting point from which everything began, and then we're able to, as time goes on, we're able to measure it and know, what time of day it is, what year it is, and things like that. How are we supposed, how are we supposed to do that and know that as we grow up, we're growing weaker, we're growing older, we're deteriorating, our health is going down, and things like that. And those are the kinds of things that I want to bring to everyone's attention, because that's the same for people with disabilities. Like, again, how would we know that, like, I have a disability? How would I even know what a disability is if I don't have a standard of what perfectly healthy human ability is, and I don't have, and have some concept that I can look to and say, okay, that's what a perfectly healthy human being looks like. So that must mean I'm not perfectly healthy because I have these issues, these, you know, health problems that are restraining me from being able to be like that and meet that standard. That's what I'm really talking about. And I will be sure to in leave this list in the description of this video for everyone to look at for themselves. And I hope everyone, um, please like, share, subscribe, and feel free to leave questions and comments in the comment section, because I really do want to interact with people in the comment section and continue a true discussion with my viewers, because I feel like hopefully this will help people understand, those of us with disabilities, and how, disability or not, we're still fully human, and we shouldn't be treated any different than anyone else, just like people shouldn't be treated different for the amount of money they have, their ethnicity, anything like that, no matter what. So we should all be treated the same, because internally we're all fully human and have the same characteristics. So we should all be looked at as, you're human, I'm human, you have a story, I have a story. Let's sit down, let's share our stories with each other, in a way that's most comfortable for each of us. That way we can get to know each other and truly be able to decide, okay, is this someone that I can build a relationship with, whether that be a friendship, a romantic relationship, you know, just an acquaintance, whatever, but at least we truly understand each other. That is what I'm getting at with these videos, this book, everything else. And you may come, as I've said before, you may come to realize, okay, this person is not struggling with something that I am struggling with. Let's figure out what they did to overcome this, and let's see if what they're doing will work for me. And if not, maybe they could help me out and help me find my own way of dealing with it. And that's ultimately what I want, where we all come together as a single human group and work together to help each other solve our problems, truly get to know each other inside and out and deep down, and not just surface level. And hopefully we will, you know, put the stereotypes to the side for a moment so we can understand, okay, I know that there are stereotypes, I know that there are, assumptions, but, let's take a minute and look at this person. Who is this individual person? And do they fulfill these stereotypes? Do they not? What actually happened? Instead of just assuming, let them tell me what actually happened, and then I can know for a fact. I can know the facts instead of thinking I know the facts when I don't, because I've never met this person before in my life. And that is what I'm ultimately getting at. And that's why I want to have these conversations and why I'm writing this book, so you can get a first-hand account through my eyes of what life is like with a disability, even though obviously I cannot speak for everyone, because I don't have every disability on the face of the earth, and I don't live everybody else's life, so I can't speak for them, but I could at least give you my story as a gateway into, our world and our experiences, where maybe it would make it easier for you to speak up and talk to more of us who have disabilities and really get to know us as people, so that we can feel open enough to share our story with you and be vulnerable about our disabilities. That's what I'm ultimately hoping for in this book. Thanks, everyone. Have a great day. Please like, share, subscribe. Feel free to comment and let me know what you think. Bye, everyone.